friends, welcome back to another video. I'm Kida and I'm doing a 400 home in Happy Home Paradise challenge where I do every single home in Happy Home Paradise that is possible. It's a long journey, but if you'd like to join me, feel free to subscribe and hit that bell so you can be notified when I release another video, which is usually every Tuesday. I started with Vladimir's home, and I went with the recommendation of what he wanted his theme to be, which was an underground lair. I was like, all right, that's cool, I guess. And one thing I've realized before I get into how this video is going to go down, one thing I realized is that you get new furniture for every different theme that you do, recommended by the villager. So I'm gonna try to stick to that so I can get every piece of furniture that there is in the catalog to be able to use in Happy Home Paradise. Yeah. I had somewhat of an epiphany recently, and I kind of want to make a short story for every villager's house that I create, just to give some backstory, some meat to the bones, to fluff it up a little bit, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, without further ado, I give you Vladimir's backstory. Vladimir was a mere young lad when he ran away from home. He ran away from home and set out on an adventure solely revolving around himself, trying to find himself, trying to really fit in to his niche, however you say that. And he found that a lonely island in the middle of nowhere was it. That was the place he was going to call home. He called it home and realized quickly, soon after arriving, that he needs a purpose on his island in the middle of nowhere. And that purpose was simply to mine the island, go deep in the depths of the cave that is there, and you know, search for gems and coal and resources to make his home unique and comfortable. And that brings us to present day. Vladimir's house on this lonely island, and him and his dwelling is a little bit dusty, rustic, really not modern whatsoever, very messy, doesn't have very many people coming over, so he doesn't entertain anyone. So I think it was dark, dingy, and just what Vladimir needed. And that's the end of Vladimir's story. Thank you. My accent drastically changed from the beginning of that story time, but you know what? We're gonna roll with it anyway. I don't care. It is the next day on the beach here at Happy Home Paradise, and I have quite the selection of villagers. Because Lobo wanted a retro residence, I had inspiration to do this in kind of the deserty oasis theme. I grew up in the desert, and a lot of my memories of my grandma revolved around obviously living in the desert and very, very old furnishings. Just, she was the epitome of the 70s, and I loved every minute of it. So I drew a lot of inspiration from my grandma for this one. So let's begin with Lobo's backstory. Lobo was a hardworking man. Primarily worked as a construction worker, and wanted to really settle down at a young age, not have to work so much as he got older. And his current age in this story is about 75. He's an old man, and the 70s came with him. But with a modern twist. He wanted to be in his own private oasis. Wanted to have a luxury living that he didn't get to have in his early 20s. He didn't get to play around and have fun. And so this is his retirement home. This is clearly what he was working for his whole life. And he simply can't get away from the 70s orange, red, and yellow. It's stuck with him, even though he is a purple wolf, which doesn't match at all. Yes, it bugged me. Yes, I had a hard time decorating this house for that reason alone, but I digress. Lobo is a grumpy man. He likes to be alone. But yet, the inside of his house says otherwise. And that concludes my story time for Lobo. I just wanted to go on the record and say that I like doing voices and accents, and I really suck at them. I don't really care that I suck at them. I'll get better over time, right? With practice, I assume. Anyway, those stories for Lobo and Vladimir, I made up on the spot. A little bit of inspiration from the build came into those stories, came into play, but I think it would just be fun to do a tiny little storyline as to why they're here or what they're doing, you know, a backstory on their personality. I just thought it'd be fun and quirky. If you watched this all the way through and you got through both story times, thank you. I also am sorry that you had to listen to cringy accents, but you know what? Hey, I'm glad you're here. Anyway, here's the rest of the build. And that concludes homes 44 and 45 of the many more to go. If you made it this far, thank you. I appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow in stream. I'll be streaming about 12:30 p.m. PST. And until then, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. All right, bye-bye.